It wasn't a dream. It really happened.
What's that looking? Put a finger down if you were dating your high school sweetheart for almost 6 years. You're holding it down for him while he's trying to make it to the NBA. He makes it to the NBA, so you move to another country to be there with him to support him, all while studying for your master's. One day, out of the blue, he breaks up with you, and then months later, he gets a white girl pregnant. Just me? Oh, okay.
Hey, he get on, he gonna leave your ass for that white girl. He's gonna dip. It's the failed athlete, but that don't mean you gotta fail in life. Now listen, Scottie Barnes, his ex-girl, she's saying that he left her high and dry. As soon as Scott got on, he left her ass for a white girl. Now that's a stereotype. That's a rumor that's been plaguing black men for years. You know the good old trope. As soon as you reach some level of success, here comes the white woman waiting for you at that finish line. Or as soon as you come into a certain amount of money, here is that white woman entering the picture, because usually she represents some type of a status symbol. Are there players who feel like this? Of course. There's been guys who have been waiting to deal with white women since they picked up that basketball. A lot of guys, this is all they know. We got to remember, they have white moms. They're coming up with white moms. Now, Scottie Barnes, that doesn't necessarily seem like it was the case. Seemed like he grew up black mother, black father. But sometimes what you grow up with doesn't always translate to the type of woman you're going to end up with. And I think that Scottie Barnes got a taste of that treatment somewhere down the line. I don't know if it was in Florida, maybe somewhere down there in Tallahassee. They were showing him love early on. I don't know what the case was. I just know that young man like his creamer in his coffee, okay? And he decided to switch it up. Now, for whatever the reason may be, maybe he felt like that woman on the screen was overbearing. Maybe he felt like she was his meal ticket that entire time. Maybe she was exuding that type of energy. That type of, hey, when we get to the league, I'm getting this house. When we get to the league, I'm doing this. Hey, don't forget, I helped you get to the league. I'm partially the reason why you're here. I was with you shooting in the gym. That could be her mentality. We don't know. We don't know what type of woman Scottie Reynolds, aka Scottie Barnes, was dealing with. Real shit. She's only giving her side of the story, which of course is making Scottie Barnes seem like a straight douchebag, right? But that's usually how it goes early on. And then we get a chance to find out a little bit of her story. Again, maybe she showed some type of gold digger antics. Maybe she showed gold digger tactics and Scottie Barnes caught on to that. Maybe the treatment wasn't where he wanted it to be. Meanwhile, you have women of Caucasian descent who are built for this. They were trained for these moments. They came up in the gym for these moments. They put in that work. They were brought up to be able to handle these Scottie Barnes situations. Cullinans don't faze them. Big body Benzes isn't a thing to them. You know, they've seen this type of stuff every day. They've seen this type of behavior every day. They're used to accountants. They're used to financial advisors. They're used to allowances, and they're used to submitting to that money. Let's call it what it is. They're used to sitting down and shutting up for that bag until they don't have to at a certain point. They done had a couple of kids. Their name is on that deed. Hey man, now they can pop their stuff a little bit. But when they're coming into that game, they know how to act. They know how to make a young man fall in love. I know how Scottie Barnes was able to leave his ex and deal with this chick and get her pregnant. He thinks life is going to be good. He thinks the grass is greener on that other side. I'm here to tell you, Scottie Barnes, you're going to do some suffering regardless. But for the time being, you might be getting grade A treatment. You might be getting treated like a champion, like a king. You know what I'm saying? So you felt like it was right to go ahead and impregnate this woman. Hey, I got kids now. I got millions. I'm Scottie Barnes, baby. I was the rookie of the year. I get the job done on and off the court. I know he's feeling himself. But we have to ask ourselves these tough questions. What are these young athletes seeing in a lot of these white women? You know, Like I said before, when you look at some of the drafts and who some of these kids' mothers are, they come from white women, a lot of them, especially nowadays. But you also see some of the draft day experiences with a lot of these football players, and their girlfriends are white girls 9 times out of 10, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, you're going to see black couples in the draft. That's almost an automatic. But it seems like recently it's been an overwhelming amount of interracial couples. Do what you do. I'm not dick policing anyone. Do what you do. But the question begs to be asked, why? Why are some of these players going after white women? Why are they choosing to go into the promised land with a lot of these white women? Now, some may say, well, hey, they're going to take all of his money. They're going to take all of his money from him when it's all said and done. But see, the thing is, anybody can stick you for that paper. Anybody can stick you for that paper. And once you get to that level, I feel like, once you're making hundreds of millions of dollars year in and year out, any woman you deal with, no matter the race, is gonna want a hefty chunk when it's all said and done. She's not just with you to be with you. She didn't marry you just to marry you. No, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. She's safe when you guys are married, and she's even safer when the relationship is done. So we're not gonna sit up and act like any woman can't get you for all of the paper when it's all said and done, or any woman can't have a kid and now you're legally tied to that woman for 18 to 24, 25 years of your life. When you're in the big leagues, this is what comes with that. And Scottie Barnes has to know that it's going to be so much more dirt thrown on his name. That's just what comes with this. And for his ex, it may be tough. It may be tough trying to secure another guy on Scottie Barnes' level. It damn near may be impossible if you don't dibble and dabble in those circles already. If you guys really were high school sweethearts, like you said, and you were there with him from the come up, and he just switched up on you, hey, I can truly understand your frustration. But somehow, I think it didn't go down the way you're describing it. Or maybe it did in some way, shape, or form. I just think there's a little bit more to the story, and we need to be privy to that. Not knocking what you're going on. I hope you can find you another successful big-time athlete, because Lord knows that bag, the fumbling of that bag, will eat at you for the rest of eternity. I know it will. But the thing is, hopefully, just hopefully, you have a bigger calling in this life. And men don't mean absolutely everything to where the highlight of your life is being with Scottie Barnes. And you just carry that bitterness with you the rest of everywhere you go. I can't have that. I can't have you getting online and downing every dude you end up talking to because you're mad that Scottie left you high and dry and got this white girl pregnant. Don't go through life sick. Don't go through life frustrated because of how Scottie Barnes is moving. I know he's making hundreds of millions, but don't base your life on him. Hey man, it's the failed athlete. That don't mean you gotta fail in life. Make sure y'all like the video, share the content. Let's get it where it need to be.